Yes, guys, I'm gonna give you a little video of how you should be training across all your lifts. Otherwise, you're sacrificing gains on the table, So I've got a little acronym that I came up with, and convenient enough, it fits with what we're meant to be doing. So train. Tempo. Before each time you lift the load, yeah, you need to think of, okay, when I lower the weight, it needs to be 3, 2, 1. Why? So we can stimulate the tension on the muscle, and therefore we can cause more muscle damage rather than just using the load A to B. Second bit is ROM, full range of motion, this leads on to the third acronym, arm path, but range of motion. We don't want any half reps, because then we're just going to get half the gains because we're not stimulating all of the muscle. However, if we think, okay, cool, where does the origin muscle start and muscle end, which leads on to arm path, then we're better able to contract all of the muscle, And then the last bit is intensity. So how do we measure this? How do you apply this into your lifts? Well, the last contraction should take about 3 to 4 seconds and you should be pulling FAs. If not, then you're not training hard enough and you need to go to 0 to 1 reps in reserve or to failure. Otherwise, you're missing out gain. So I've got an example of the tricep pushdown, 2 form videos that I will show you, bad form, good form. But just to give you like the tempo again, 3 to 1, controlling the eccentric. The origin, where does the muscle start? So it normally starts at the shoulder and humerus, the tricep, and then it ends at the elbow. And all of these the long heads of the tricep, they all insert onto the ulna, which is the pointy bit of the elbow basically, and the whole point of the tricep push down is to contract the tricep, which is where we lengthen it. We lengthen it like that basically, and we want to keep the elbow as tucked as possible, and the forearm is the only thing that's really moving. This just maximizes the tension. So I'm going to show you 2 form videos so we can go in for it together. So as you can see, the tempo is off. I can't even count 3, 2, 1, and the tempo, what do I mean by this? The lowering phase on the eccentric. So look at that, it's way too quick. And then if we look at range of motion, the range of motion is not too bad, but remember, we want to keep the elbows tucked as possible. As you can see, the elbows is slightly moving and the shoulders is swinging. This is not what we want, and so we're not stimulating the tension for the muscle to grow, to stimulate that muscle damage. And then the arm pathway, obviously the muscle starts at the shoulder, ends at the ulna. Not too bad, but as you can see, if I had this in my head, we'll be better able to fix our form, the tempo. And then the intensity. Look at my face. Look at my face. I'm calm with it. The last rep, should take about 3 to 4 seconds. But no, look, 1, 2. So like 1 second. It's poor, guys. It's poor. Now I'm going to show you the correct form video. As you can see, there's a massive difference, tempo on the lowering phase. That took 3, 2, 1, and there's a slight pause. So we're really stimulating the tension, the contraction of the tricep. Range of motion. So if we go up again, shoulder, starts, and then it ends at the ulna. Here we're getting the full range of motion, and we're keeping our elbows tucked, and we're only using our forearms. Look, we're really only using our forearms to move the tricep, and then the what's the next bit? The arm pathway, it's perfect. It's perfect. Where the origin of where the muscle starts, we're telling our muscle, okay, cool, we're putting our muscle to where it ends, basically at the ulna. I've got this in my head. And then I did a little drop set to, just for further fatigue. And then the intensity. Look at, if I go to the last drop set, look at my face. Look at my face. Pause. There's a big difference, And the last rep, as you can see, took about 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you could say it was a lot slower, but this is how you're meant to be training. So look, if you want to upgrade in, to make sure you're not leaving any muscle gains on the table, apply this acronym, train. So tempo, range of motion, arm pathway, and then intensity. Don't ask me with the aim. I just added it because it makes sense. But look, apply this into your training across all your lifts, guys.